3. Awesome. Well, everyone, I want to first thank you all for being here with me and allowing us to explore ways that we can grow our businesses and our lives beyond what we can ever imagine. And I'm going to be your host for today, your facilitator for today. My name is Laleh Hancock. And if you haven't met me yet, I am so grateful you've chosen this time to come and play with us. I have a mixed background, and I'm going to share a little bit about that today. We have an hour together, and I will be sharing some tools, but really, this is meant to be very interactive with you guys. So any questions that you might have, feel free to unmute yourselves and come ask your questions. And one of the things that we do different is that we ask a lot of questions. It's not about having the answers, but about the exploration of questions and ways that we can grow our businesses. Now, for me, just to give you a little bit background, if you've never met me before, I love business. Since I was a little girl, I would help my dad with his businesses, and it's just been a joy that I've always had, and have done different things in the world in relation to business for the last 30 years. And the last 6.5, I got introduced to an amazing organization called Access Consciousness and their tools and pragmatic tools that you can apply right away and change things. And one thing that also intrigued me was their specialty programs. And I'm a facilitator of most of them, especially Joy of Business. I know to some people, those two words, joy and business, didn't really go together. But what if it can? What if everything you guys have ever thought a business was, or it had to be, had to look like the way you've known it in this reality, known it in this society, known it in the culture of your specific countries? But what if actually businesses look different and can be different, but it starts with you and your points of views? So when we talk about business and Joy Business and Access Consciousness and then my businesses, I really want us to actually explore it from a much bigger perspective. We all are in this beautiful world. We're in the earth. We have the universe that contributes to us. And one of the things that I'm going to share with you guys today is also the willingness not to try to grow your business by yourself. Even if there are no other people specifically currently in your business with you, the willingness to also include the earth, include the animals, include all these molecules in the universe that actually want to come and contribute to you. And the other thing is that I may or may not, we may end up using this tool or not, but within Access, when we ask questions, one of the things that comes up is you might have ideas, you might have feelings, you might have emotions, you might have different energies that become part of the exploration. And sometimes it's really uncomfortable energies and feelings. And those are what we also would like to really assist in letting go. So we use what's called the Access Clearing Statement. And with this statement, what we actually do is we allow it not for us to be affected by those feelings, emotions, thoughts, ideas, or points of views, but to actually allow us to let go of any kind of charge we have to it and allow it to now be free-flowing molecules of energy, which is really what actually most ideas are. Most ideas are energies of different things that are coming to you. And the minute that we make them be a specific point of view, we lock it. We put it into a box and say, okay, it can only look like this. But the exploration of growing your business is when you're willing to not have all those energies glued to each other and only give you one option. Instead, the willingness to allow it to now be the free-flowing energies and molecules and allow them to create other possibilities, other ideas, other ways that you can have in growing your business. So I know many of you guys have taken Access classes before, and I know some of you haven't. So if you haven't, the clearing statement that I'm using is right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And more information can be found at theclearingstatement.com, where one of the creators, the founders of Access Consciousness, goes through the details for about 20 minutes. But the short of it is any thoughts, feelings, emotions, any points of views that you've bought from anything or anyone, you actually allow it to go away and you allow it to be more space for you to choose for you. And we'll also have it in the follow-up email if you don't already have that information. So before we get started, the first thing is we only have an hour together. And during this hour, I'm wondering, would you guys be willing to like play a game with me? The game of nothing's impossible. Does someone have a question? Okay, so the game of nothing is impossible is even if I share things that seem kind of crazy to you, like it's so out there, would you be willing just for this hour to actually say, you know what, maybe that's a possibility. And I'm not going to just immediately say no. Yes. Okay. Thank you all for all the chats in here. And I'm so grateful because we do have people from all around the world. We have our amazing translators translating this in German and Russian, but the people that we have are from everywhere. I know I've noticed some of them here. Spain, South Africa, well, obviously Russia, Germany, Portugal. I know the US, Canada, and Australia. I know there's so many of you guys here. So thank you for being here. Because even if you never see me again, even if you never ever consider these tools that we're talking about today, you're already changing ways to grow your business and ways that these tools can be actually available in the whole world. So I thank you for being brave and coming on today. So tell me, is there anyone that has any specific questions? Oh, wait. Okay. So I have one person. I could hear the...
Не надо, я же здесь пошла, поэтому...
Okay, so I have someone Russian.
It's some Russian.
That's all I know. That's all I understand. That is Russian. Can we ask everyone to mute themselves, please? It's the button on the bottom with the microphone. And if you have a question, feel free to ask. But if you don't, I would...
It's Ekaterina.
Катарина.
Ekaterina.
Екатерина, выключите, пожалуйста, звук. Мы вас очень хорошо слышим в записи сейчас. Если вы можете, нажмите значок «Выключить звук» в нижнем левом углу, пожалуйста. Спасибо.
Thank you.
Nice, Lena. Russian.
А переводить как будто?
Ребят, у нас есть другая ссылка русская. Лен, можешь им скинуть в чат просто русскую ссылку, они перейдут на нее?
I can hear you.
Да.
Ага, thank you.
All right, so Paula, my friend, how are you? I know you have a question that you're putting in the chat. So do you want to unmute yourself and ask the question?
Yes, thank you. I'm very grateful to be here with you. I have some emotions.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, I started with a business in a farm with the land. I have to say this was from needy. I was checking a source from making money, but in time I saw that I work hard with the land and I physically work in the field.
Mm-hmm.
And in one moment I wanted to stop. I said, this must be changed. This year I will not work so hard with the field.
Mm-hmm.
I want to change this. I want to have more ease with the field. I want to eat good food, good vegetables, good meat. But is here a but. I want to change this. I want to have more clients. I have to be in contact with them. And I want to change this. How can I change this?
Okay, cool. Thank you for the question, because even though your specific question may seem like it's for you, this particular question is awesome because it can apply to all of us. So the first place I want to start is all of us, just for a moment, if you work for another company, it still applies. You don't have to own your own company or your own farm to have this question relate to you. But how many of us maybe chose the career we chose or the job or the business because we wanted to make money as a way to create a greater life? And it doesn't mean it's wrong at all to do that, okay? But many of us looked at our lives, we looked at our families, we wanted to be a good source for our families, and we sometimes chose different things for whatever reasons at that moment. But I'm gonna ask you guys, whatever that reason was that you initially started, whether you took a job or whether you started your own business, will you just for a moment consider that as something that you don't have to hold on to anymore? Like, for example, you know, we make decisions, but sometimes we think those decisions have to be forever. And those decisions are actually what holds our businesses back from having the ability to thrive and grow. So with you and the farm, can we first start with, it doesn't matter the reason that maybe you initially, started the farm. It doesn't matter the reason. Now, every projection, expectation, every decision and judgment you've made about the farm, would you be willing to actually let that go?
Yes.
Cool. So it starts with our willingness to let go our attachments that the business has to look one way. And in Access, the other thing we would say is, would you now be willing to actually destroy and create all those expectations and all those decisions and all the reference points and objectives that you've made about the business, what it can be and what it can't be? Would you be willing to let all that go?
Yes.
Cool. Right, wrong, good and bad, pump, pock, all night, shorts, boys and beyonds, and then we use the clearing statement. See, was the farm something that someone else shared with you as well in terms of the liquidity, like how much the farm would make for you? Was that your initial idea or was it somebody else?
Somebody else.
Yeah. See, that's the other thing. Most people, it doesn't have to be you, but I would say majority of people around the world also create a business based on other people's ideas, other people's perspectives, other people saying this would be a good idea to do, instead of what's actually inside of them as excitement or enthusiasm or like wanting to actually do this for a living. So if you ever chose for other people, that's okay. It's not about making it wrong. But now would you realize that was one option that you had?
Yes.
Cool. So will you tell me, like, how long have you had the farm so far?
From 2013.
How long?
200. I will write
23
on
years?
the chat. Okay.
Oh, since 2013. Okay.
Okay,
So
2013.
5 years you've had the farm. Yeah. Cool. Can we start by thanking the farm?
Can we start by?
Thanking the farm.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanking.
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Yeah. Gratitude is one of the greatest gifts. And what it does is it takes away all those places where we feel stressed and all the places where we're like, oh my God, I don't want to do this anymore. Because just for a moment, you add all this kindness and gratitude to it, and you allow it to show you again the gift that it actually is. So all the places where, you know, we haven't been grateful because it was hard work or anything like that, would we be willing to actually destroy and create all of those? Right, wrong,
Yes.
bad, buckle, night shirts, boys and beyonds. And now, would you be willing to thank the farm and now allow the farm to find itself a new owner?
A new owner. Okay.
Did you see that smile on your face?
It seems like crazy.
Okay, that's just one possibility. The way you shared it with me, I'm wondering, even by you having gratitude, how much that changed. So do you want to keep the farm?
Yes, it's a family business.
Ah.
I and my husband, we are both working here. We have a European project. We have started in 2013, and we have a commitment with the EU, with the European project, and perhaps the obligations, the feeling of the to be here is from this commitment that I had to do something that should show in the world in some.
Gotcha. Well,
okay.
I think even that first clearing that we did, you know, and Vicky's so cute, she already put it in here, but all the judgments, projections, expectations, decisions, judgments, conclusions, reference points, and objectives that you have about the business, what it can be and what it can't be, we destroy and create all that.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pump, back, all night shorts, boys, beyond. Because see, what happens with our businesses is a lot of times it's really all these, you know, points of views, all these like obligations. It takes away from what you can contribute to the business and what the business can contribute to you. But when you let them go, you actually allow no longer to have all of that be like in a tight box. You now allow it to actually expand and grow and allow the energies of all that growth to also contribute. So, you know, with all our businesses, I always say, every day, would you be willing to actually be grateful for the business and be grateful for you? Okay? And then let go of everything that happened yesterday.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. And what will happen also is when you are willing to have the gratitude from yesterday for sure, but when you're willing to actually not limit the business to just be what your idea was yesterday, you allow you to get more ideas. You allow the business to continuously provide you information, continuously provide you awareness. Now, the key of yesterday is the willingness to be thankful for everything and keep asking it, how does it get even better than this? Because when you do that, you don't take just how it is and allow it to come into today. You take away all those projections, but you also allow it to grow faster by allowing it to get even greater coming into today. And if you do that every day, what you're actually doing is you're allowing the business to continue to grow. So there's two questions that no matter what, I always use. What else is possible that we've never considered or chosen? And you could just use what else is possible, okay? And then how does it get any better than this? Because what happens is what else is possible allows you to get out of your head, get out of the obligations, get out of everything you've defined what the business has to look like. And you allow you to have more ideas. You also allow you to open the door to have other people come become clients for you, but also you open up for new ideas around systems to get your business to the next level. And you also allow you to bring in other people that could be a contribution to you and the business. And then when you do the how does it get even better, you allow it to just keep expanding and growing. And I always say, even if you're having a really tough day, you're frustrated with things, the business isn't looking the way you thought, it's okay. Be willing to say, I'm grateful for this exactly as it is, because you'll remove all the judgments that are there. Judgments kill all your energy to create, okay? When you say this business is wrong, you say I'm wrong, anywhere you go into wrongness and those judgments, what you actually do is you kill everything that you've already created to expand the business. But when you go into gratitude, you allow it to be whatever it is, but you also allow it to get better. You allow it to grow. You allow it to expand. So, okay, I have a question, but I get it's going to come at the next phase of giving you a little bit more information too. And then when you stay curious, when you're willing to actually be in question, not say, I've already figured it out and I'm putting a question mark at the end. What you also do is you invite the molecules of the business, but you also invite the molecules of everything. So the trees, the building, is your business in an office space? Is it in your home? Wherever that is, you allow the molecules that surround the business physically and energetically to contribute as well. Okay? Now, we are all from different countries and different cities and different states. We're all contributing to each other's businesses right now, even though we just came to talk. We're right now adding possibilities to each other's lives. So it's not just, did I go to work today to do this? Like last night, I went to the movies with my family. And we saw this movie about the band, The Queen. And it was so interesting because some people would say, oh, if you went out and you had a good time, that means you weren't working. Where growing your business, actually, you grow faster when you enjoy things in your life. When you do take time for you, when you do laugh. We went out to lunch yesterday before the movies, and I've got to tell you, I still, on my phone, was chatting with people around the world about my business. It didn't mean I distracted myself from being there with my family. It's that my business doesn't ever turn off. And by even thinking and saying hi, okay, you engage the business and say hello to it. Engage the projects you're on, the programs, the services, whatever they are. Just by you being present for a moment and saying hello to it, you give it energy to expand even greater. And then when I was sending messages yesterday, I was engaging the creations, the businesses, but I was also engaging with other people who also can contribute to the businesses, to the projects, to the services. So I'm wondering, like, most of us, even if we work for another company, there's so many things we want to do by ourselves because we want to say, I did it. I can do it. I can do it by myself. Okay? But what if the greatest gift is you didn't have to do it by yourself? The greatest gift is us including the business, the consciousness of the business. Now, most of us are like, what do you mean consciousness? What does that even mean? Well, when you had the idea to start this business, there's the consciousness of some entity that wanted to come alive. And it wanted to come alive with you and your energy. And that's where business idea comes from. Okay? So everything has consciousness. My water has consciousness. The glass has consciousness. My rings, they have consciousness. Everything has consciousness except the internet. Has no consciousness. It has people and businesses that have consciousness. Okay? So everything is actually here to contribute to you if you're willing to allow it. That's the key. The minute you have the mentality and the mindset that I started this project, I started this business, so I have to do it all, you literally have to push away everything in the world that wants to contribute to you. So if you have done that, now would you be willing to actually let all that go? Anywhere you bought that you had to do it by yourself. And it doesn't apply just to your business. Like, how many of you guys have kids? How many of you have animals as your kids? You know, what if you don't have to do it all alone, no matter what it is in your life? Now, you can be you can be strong, you can be, creative, but what if the earth wants to contribute to you and your business and your life and your children and your money flows? Because the earth does. The universe does. The animals do. Okay? And what if, there's a lot of us here and some who'll be watching this later. What if we all could be there to contribute to each other? You don't have to know the other person who's on here, but the minute every day we have gratitude and we just say, you know what? I'm just going to send contributions to every single person in the world. I do that. It's fun. You don't have to. But what if it's not just about you? And what if somebody laughing in Russia can contribute to someone in Spain having a happier day today? It's all the oneness effect, you guys. We're all connected via oneness. The butterfly effect, They're all there because these are the elements of our universe. Now, most of us learned, no, I have to do it by myself. You know? So all the points of views you bought from anyone or anything, that you have to try to do it all by yourself. One, can we just say, you know what, whoever put that in the world, whoever you are, we're going to return it, not to a person, but to that initial moment where that thought was ever created, and just sprinkle it with consciousness so that it can disappear off the planet and just be gone. Because what if that is one of the biggest lies of the universe? What if it's impossible for you to do it by yourself? Because no matter what, you've got your body, you got the earth. How could you be doing it by yourself? Already, that's a lie, right? So now, what if we can add the earth, the animals, the trees? We can invite everything, the birds, you know, we can invite the flowers. But what if we can also invite the consciousness of consciousness? What if we can invite anything that you're desiring to create? There's a consciousness of something that lived before that got created. What if we include that? Cool. Awesome. So I think it's Jeanette has a question. Jeanette, do you want to unmute and ask your question?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
There you are. Hi. Oh, wait. Where are you? I can't see you.
I'm in Portugal.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Your
Sorry,
video?
I just switched it on.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Hi.
Hi. So I have a question about something that seems impossible to me.
Okay.
Or maybe it's not. I don't know. So I've never had a job. I've never had a business. I've been on disability benefits for 20 years and in mental institutions. So I feel like I'm just entering the world out of, I don't know, being Amish all my life or something like that. So thanks to using the access tools and energy work, I'm no longer disabled in any way. So now I'm studying in a business program, and I just don't really know how to get started because I can't get a loan because I don't have the qualifications. Just I've been on disability for 20 years, so and for my project that I want to create, I need a certain amount of money to get started. So what can I ask about that?
Yeah. Okay. First, I want to say it starts with acknowledgement first. So can I just acknowledge like what you just described? I mean, will you just for a moment also acknowledge the gift that you are and what you've already chosen and created?
Yeah, that was just in a nutshell.
Well, but still, because when we acknowledge things, we actually allow it to thrive and grow. So that's the first place. And the second would be, would you be willing to let go of the past? Because when you say what happened yesterday, you literally have to recreate yesterday for it to be today. So, you know, it could be like, up until now, there was other adventures in my life. Okay? So now they're part of my past, and I'm going to use them to my advantage now. Okay? Now, the other thing is that if you think of only like, I need to get a loan to get a business going, or all these other things that are more of the limitations of this reality, that's exactly what will happen. Because what you think, you shall create. Okay? So what if starting your own business didn't have to look the way you thought it had to look?
I'm not even sure I want to start a business. I just need, I want to do this project where I'm implementing what I'm learning in the business program. And I need some practical things like transportation and tools and stuff.
Sure. So, but is it, can you do any of it without transportation? Can you do any of it from home?
Hardly, no.
Okay. Well, I don't know about this particular program that you're part of
Mhm.
in terms of what they have available, but I would be very surprised because you're on Zoom right now.
Mhm.
You're on video. You could even
Yeah.
create a program that allows you to talk to people via Zoom and be there. So I think it starts though, what have you already figured out this project or your next step is going to be?
To volunteer at the library and to prepare for my one-woman show.
Okay, cool. So for the library, okay, what resources would you need to be able to make that happen, to bring it to life?
Transportation.
Okay.
First.
Okay, cool. So how much money would you need for the transportation?
About 5,000.
Okay. Is 5,000 per month, per year?
No, just one to get my driver's license and a second-hand car.
Okay, well then your car will need gas and insurance and other things like that. See,
Yeah. Okay.
it's not about making the money be the source of it, but it's about having financial awareness of what I desire to create, even if it's not a business, even if it's a project, even if it's whatever. Maybe it's like, it doesn't even have to be a job. It could be, I want to buy a car, I want to buy a house, whatever.
Yeah.
First, it's playing with, what do I desire to add to my life? That's the first question, okay? And the reason I didn't say business or anything else is because what would you like to add is what's going to start generating and creating the energies and the possibilities. Okay? So if a car is one of those things, a driver's license is one of those things, then you're going to add them down and you're going to be like, okay, so what amount of money will I need to initially take my exam, take the test? You know, like there's, I don't know, what country are you in? Portugal? I don't know.
Portugal, yeah.
Portugal. So I don't know the rules of Portugal, but in America, you would have to take a driving supported program, and then that you would have to do a test with them, and then you get your license, and then you get your car, and like, you know, so look at all the steps that are involved and the amount of money you might need for those.
Yeah.
And then you also have to look at maintaining the car. Most people look at, I need $5 to buy this, okay? But they don't look at what else do I need to be able to support it and to be able to let it continue to grow.
Yeah. Well, so everything that you're saying, I kind of understand. I kind of get it.
Yeah.
But these are all things that were out of my reach.
Yeah.
For 20 years, everything that what you're mentioning is extra.
Yeah.
So when you say, what would you like to add to your life?
Yep.
I have this energy come up that says, no, I can't.
Hey, gotcha. So what, have you learned the tool, Who Does It Belong To in Access?
Yes, I should know that, yeah.
Oh gosh, no, it's not you should know it. It just,
no, I mean,
learn it in different ways every single day. I've been doing Access 6.5 years, and I am learning that tool every day in such a different perspective. But what I'd like to invite you to is get your bars run a lot, because that will help with the past, okay?
So that would be the first thing I would like to add to my life, someone who can run my bars. I know no one who does Access here.
Can you teach someone? I did. I taught my daughter.
No one's interested. I asked, but
okay. I think okay, here's the deal, okay?
Yes.
We can always go to, it's not going to work. And if that's, once again, remember, what you think you shall create. So if you're like, you know what would it take to add someone to my life that can also contribute to running bars with me?
Okay.
Then you invite that possibility to be in your life.
So I just ask that every day?
You can ask it as often as you like, and then substitute the other stuff you would like to add. What would it take for me to have a car that I get to drive wherever I want to go to?
And then do the pocket pot?
Yeah, anything that doesn't allow that, just try and create it. But see, questions are amazing because they're going to open up possibilities, but you also have to take action. So what actions do I need to take today to actualize this in this reality? Who do I need to talk to? Where do I need to go? What do I need to explore? Because see, some of it also is you may have to, you may have to do some things you haven't done the last 20 years to be able to generate and create the money to have those other possibilities happen. But it's going to start with your mindset. I'm going to tell you that. Your point of view will be very important, because I can tell you, if I were to look at even my town, I tend to get my bars run when I'm traveling. So don't limit it to one person or the people that you've asked. But if you're open to inviting somebody into your life that can contribute to what you're asking for, you will actually attract that energy and that person. You know, the same thing with the car. You have to also be willing to do whatever it takes to get that car, you know?
I know that, but I have been taking action for 5 years nonstop. But what you're describing, you got to do something different than what you've been doing in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
It's like I have to be a completely different person. I mean,
Well,
yeah.
I can tell you I'm a totally different person than yesterday. What if that's okay?
So how can this 20 years of disability work to my advantage in this situation? Because it seems to me, to everyone I'm talking to with regards to business, it's like a huge disadvantage.
It's a what? It's a huge what?
Like a disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Yeah. I don't think so. I mean, I must have chosen for a purpose. I mean.
Well, what if you didn't have to go to trying to figure out the reason for it, but it's no longer has to affect you anymore? So, you know, this is the thing I'm going to share with you. The beauty is you can talk. You can make phone calls for people. You know, you had the ability to come on a Zoom. What else can you do with technology you haven't considered? It's going to have to be exploring things out of the box. And business is one of the biggest misled definitions in the world. Business means you woke up and you are alive. That's the business of life, okay? So businesses can do different things. You can there's transcribing. You can listen to things and type them out. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many different things, but what are things you actually enjoy doing? You don't have to think about what you enjoyed 20 years ago, but what is it today? Where else can you contribute to somebody else's business that utilizes your skills, leverages their business, and allows you both to benefit? And what if it didn't have to be in Portugal? What if you could assist somebody who's in the US or someone in Europe or South Africa or Russia? What if it could be multiple regions?
I don't want to work for anybody else's business. I just want to finally get started with my own project and live my own life. Now that I'm finally here.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can tell you I love growing my businesses, and it includes me helping other people's businesses too.
Mm-hmm.
So, sometimes you may have to do some things initially to get you maybe some funding, maybe get you some additional skills or other things to grow your own business. And you don't have to wait. There's things you could put in place immediately for your business while you are also gaining different revenue streams to assist putting it together. So what other revenue streams are available that you have not yet asked for? That's a great question for all of us, actually. And one that I would ask, like if you asked your businesses that every single day, and remember, when I say business, substitute it, your job, your project, whatever that is. Vicky, you're awesome. She's just typing in all my questions on here, so you guys have it. That's the thing, okay? I know that there's some things that have been in our lives that haven't been the easiest. Definitely not easy, okay? But you are the one who gets to choose if today is going to look like yesterday or if today is going to be different. And it's going to change every second, every 10 seconds, every day. It's going to change. And when you take yesterday and you bring it into today, you literally immediately have to stop the forward motion to allow yesterday to actually physically be here. And it's impossible. What occurred yesterday or 2 weeks ago or a month ago or a year ago or 10 years ago is not who your business is today. It's not who you are. No matter how much you might look the same as you did yesterday, energetically, you're not the same. Energetically, your town is not the same. The country is not the same. The world is not the same. And you really have to explore, you know what? So in Access, we have this, like you destroy and create your relationship with other people. You destroy and create you from yesterday. You destroy and create the business. And you ask, who am I today? What grand and glorious adventures can I have? And when you do, you actually invite these elements from the universe, okay? These conscious elements called the elementals, and you also engage consciousness to come and contribute to you. You're so welcome. And, I'm not going to say that everything is easy, but some of it can be so much easier if we get out of our own way. Like the business. And I want to talk a little bit more about the business because we've got about 10 minutes left together. The business needs to know you will allow it to create itself. Like most of us think, okay, this is my company. No, I actually would share with you the possibility to ask the question and say, okay, is this my company? Okay, if I say it's my company and I say it's my, guess what I have to do? I have to be the only source to be able to make the business grow. I cannot allow the business to thrive. I can't even let employees or contractors or people that want to help, including the earth, including the molecules of the universe, to contribute, because you have now said you are the sole source of this business. But even if you don't have a name for it, just say this business, this creation. And when you allow it to be itself, okay? Because it already is. It has its own consciousness, which is different than your consciousness. You allow it to keep showing you and including you on ideas to allow this to continue to grow. For example, every day, ask your business, who or what can I add to you today? What would you like to be like in 5 years? Because the other thing I want to share is that when you look at just today, you don't allow the future to contribute either. Okay? Look at your business or project or whatever. Ask it, hey, business in 5 years. Laleh in 5 years. You put your name in 5 years. What do you know that you can contribute to me now? What part of that future can you actually institute now? And what actions can you take now that even allows that to be available in 5 years? But available now and in 5 years, okay? And when you actually start talking to the business, it will not talk to you like you and I are having this conversation right now. Instead, what it does is it gives you ideas. Like some of us are like, oh my God, I have this feeling I need to do this. Guess what? That's probably the whispers of the business and the whispers of future talking to you. Amy has a question. Sure. Just unmute and ask your question.
Hi. Hello. Thank you so much for sharing. And I just wanted to say, Jeanette, thanks for sharing and being vulnerable. Although the topic is a little different, I can really hear what you're saying. So my question is, sorry, I'm a little bit dark and backlit here. But maybe there are some questions that might come up for you, Laleh, when you're trying to start and run your business and sort of you're in the trenches of your own stuff that you're choosing at the time. I struggle with kind of keeping the momentum going with whatever that business is or a project while I seem to keep going back and choosing old stuff. Does that make any sense?
Sure.
And so I thought, well, maybe there are some questions that are flaring up for you, because when I get to that point, it's almost like I start to choose not to ask anymore. You know what I mean? Like I get to almost my limit and I go, well, no, I'm going to sit down here and suffer and I'm not going to change anything. And although I see it happening, I don't exactly know what to do about it. So, yeah.
Thank you for that question. It's interesting because, you know, I think there is no one specific question that I would say, because I think it depends on what's going on for you and what's going on in that situation. Mm-hmm. But the two questions at the beginning, what else is possible that I've never considered or chosen, always assists me in having a different perspective. But it might not be right away. It might be literally a second later. It might be the next day or something like that. So it's also the willingness to know, like, you're putting ideas into the world and asking questions, but sometimes it almost needs you being a little more relaxed to actually even receive it.
Yeah, I think that was very well put, because I am asking it, but I'm sort of asking it in a not really a receiving way. Like I'm almost cutting off my allowance. So I'm going through the motions of asking, but not asking from an authentic place. And much of that feels a little less relaxed than maybe it could be.
And when I say that, it doesn't mean you have to be fully like, relaxed, you know, like it's just the willingness to get out of your head is what I'm talking about. Because then we go into like more thinking, and that stops us from actually receiving the awareness and the information. Now, the other thing is even the willingness to say, you know what, like how beautiful it was with her vulnerability, like even being vulnerable with you and your business and say, you know what, okay, something's not working here and I really don't know where to go from here, but I'm going to be willing to try anything. So, hey, can you help me out here? You know, can you give me more information in a way that I actually can get it?
Mm.
And I do that with the universe too. I'm like, hey, universe, can you hook a sister up? You know, like what's going on right now? Because it is sometimes the challenges that we're perceiving isn't always ours,
Mm.
you know, but if you say, like, for example, if you're stressed, you also will pick up the stress going on in the world, not just yours, because whatever that energy is that you're perceiving, you become the magnet of everyone else with that energy. Okay. Okay. So what you're doing is you're like, okay, you know, today traffic was terrible. Oh, wait, now you perceive traffic around the world being terrible instead of just, okay, you know what? Traffic wasn't what I imagined, but now I'm actually going to say, hey, what else is possible and how does it get even better?
Mhm. If you like I've I guess become aware of some X-Men capacities of mine, and that seems to amplify some of these feelings, likely in connection with other bodies and the earth and everything else. So when I'm, I guess, aware of that, there are the kind of the going back to the basics questions that I could be asking. Are there any that, if you feel overwhelmed with all of the energies of other people and other stuff, that you ask yourself?
Yes, because I get that all the time. Actually, Dr. Dane here shared one with our maestro last year, which I love, because it is, the more aware you become, like the more you let go of all the stuff that used to be there blocking it, you know, from you actually having awareness, you now get flooded with information. And so who does this belong to is a really good one. And expanding, you know, to have your allowance exceed beyond your awareness is a really good one. I have an exercise I do with bodies and stuff that usually kind of expands too. But what if it's not about you doing something with all that energy? I always invite people to look at it like, okay, the more aware you are, the more aware you are. You will pick up everything from everywhere. But what if now it's all the people who are looking for you? What if it's people that actually want to be added to your business, whether they become, you know, clients, whether they become just different ways that they might be. So you will become aware of everyone else's stuff. And a lot of times people want to run away from that energy. They want to make it that, you know, okay, now I'm going to be, you know, they're going to make it to where, like, I want to just return it to the sender. But what if it's not about that? What if it's actually an energy you're refusing, but instead you could add it and let it become even greater to what you can contribute? So here, just for a moment, okay, just for a moment, just you guys relax your bodies, put your feet firm on the ground. Okay. The minute you actually put your feet firm on the ground, you now have engaged your body and you're now present with your body. Now, what you also do is you engage with the earth. So there's this like communion with your body and the earth. And just for a moment, just take one breath, okay, from under your feet all the way up to the top of your body. And then as you let it go, just let it come down gently. And anything that doesn't belong to you and you don't require anymore, just be willing to let it like wash away from your body and into the earth. Now, if you had no point of view about the energies that you are now aware of, how could you use those energies to your advantage? 99% of the energies that we're aware of is truly the energies that desire to come contribute somehow. They're either from you asking to have more people come in your life that can grow your business. It could be that it's an energy of what you're asking for, but showing up in a different way. It could be you put a request out in the world of, hey, I want to have more fun. And the first energy that shows up is the barriers. It's all these energies you have been refusing to be And until you're willing to have no point of view with those energies and receive it and be it, you can't know that you've already received what you're asking for.
That's the biggest thing, that of all of your Zooms that I've watched, like continuously like saying interesting point of view was the thing that like always stuck with me, because there is a habit of going back into the energies that I'm sensing being wrong or not mine, or sending them back. And some of the time, probably most of the time, it's something I'm refusing to bring into my life, that I could be choosing and could contribute. So that's really great.
Yeah, and thank you for that. And interesting point of view is one of the greatest gifts, because 99.9% of everything is actually a lie, or it's an implant, and it's there to slow you down. So when you are willing to be an interesting point of view, and I'm not saying it's easy, because we have a whole challenge going on for the year. Like every moment I'm trying to be interesting point of view. So like it really is, when you even say interesting point of view 10 times, you allow you to let go of the walls and the barriers that are trying to stop you. And they're things we put in place because we wanted to protect ourselves, we wanted to feel safe, or we learned it from our mother, or we learned it from our whatever, right? These are just things that we picked up along the way. But when you actually have no barriers, you don't think that this energy is a bad thing because you're neutral to it, you actually allow you to benefit from that energy. Because all of us, being an infinite being, is about the willingness to be every energy with no point of view. The thing is, we all have points of views somehow, even if we inherited them, even if they're lies. And when you are willing to actually be interesting point of view, then poof, all your resistance melts away, and you receive awareness that gives you the next idea, that next thing, and possibilities, and finding someone, like the young lady who was asking the questions about the bars. It was so interesting. I actually have people local to me that do bars, but finding us the ability to even get together is not always easy because of my schedule, their schedule, and traffic and whatever else, right? Mm-hmm. So I realized there's some things I can do for myself, and there's some things that when I'm traveling, I make sure to find people to assist. And even though I taught my kids, that doesn't mean kids do it. So it really is the willingness never to give up, never to let anything or anyone stop you. Because if I did that, 99% of my day would never get accomplished. Because everyone wants to say, no, you can't do this. And they want to say, okay, Laleh, you're part of too many things. You have too many businesses. You have too many projects. If I literally listened to anybody with their points of views, I wouldn't have the life that I have today. And I don't have it perfect. I am not perfect. Every day I ask the same questions you guys are asking, but I'm willing not to let anything stop me from having what I demand to have. Okay. And that's the thing with our businesses. Our businesses desire to thrive. They desire to grow. It's only our mentality that stops it. It's our mentality and points of view that says, you know what? You cannot have it. But it's a lie. You can have everything you desire, but it's not going to look the way you think it does. Because the minute you think you know what it looks like, you put it in a box and you limited the other 99 other billions of possibilities. So, some days are so much easier, and the support system is really important. Find somebody that you can ask questions, and they're going to be there and not give you what you want to hear. They're really willing to ask you questions. And also, let the business contribute to you. What can I add to my life to create more ease? What can I add to my life to create more money? What can I add to my life to grow the business?
So in that way, you wouldn't say no to a new income stream, even though it doesn't seem to connect with your existing business or whatever, just because it's different. Until now, certain things have popped in, like MLM type of business structures that I thought, okay, well, I probably could make a bit of revenue coming in, but how does this further the real thing that I want to funnel my energy into? So I've kind of blocked it off and told myself, it doesn't align, or why would I do this? And the universe could have been popping it in there going, hey, you could generate some revenue here. Like,
I'm going to say yes, but I'm going to say everything comes back to don't assume anything and ask a question. So when you so there's a million so I've been asking for a lot, because the last few months have been really interesting for me, and I'm just exploring different things for the businesses for next year. And there's some things I invested into, even though they didn't have like linear income coming in them, because I knew I was creating like Grow Your Business. I created these videos, and there's going to be a club that got created from it. And I'm going to be in Russia the 5th through the 7th doing different classes there. And one of the things that it came up initially was that the first creation desired to be free. Okay. And it's translated in 9 languages right now. Grow Your Business Bites is in 9 languages. It's amazing, but it required the business to fund it. And I kept asking, I was like, hey, we need to make sure we also have revenue streams coming in. So I kept asking, if I choose this, what will my life, the business, and the world be like in 5 years?
Okay.
With every choice, every idea you have to ask questions. Like, I'm going to Russia. I asked, hey, if I choose this, what will my life be like and the world be like in 5 years? And I do invite the earth and the world in every question I ask, because otherwise, how can they contribute to me? This way, I will actually be willing to receive it. It's just like that willingness. You don't have to, but when you include you include the business, you include the whole world. You also allow you to receive from different directions. And for example, like there's some people, they just say my gut instinct. That may be exactly what your awareness is, but ask a question. Don't assume something, because some things are an opportunity which is there to distract you from your awareness and looks exactly like what you said you needed. And then there's possibilities that are actually things that will generate and create greater possibilities.
You've just named exactly what has been popping up for me for a couple of months. Is I haven't been choosing to keep asking questions once that initial kind of blip of awareness comes up. I either determine, yes, that's what I'm asking for, or no, it's not, and I stop asking. And that's where the questions need to continue, basically.
Yay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And one other thing, and you're so welcome, and I apologize for you guys and our translators. We did go over a little bit today, but this was such a great conversation, and I'm so grateful for all the questions. And Jeanette, I'm so grateful for you and the vulnerability, but also like your willingness to ask a question is what is that demand that's required to change things. So, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm very grateful for you, and I also am aware you're about to create a lot of things in the world, and I look forward to hearing about all these new creations you're going to create in the world, because you are inspiring, and that itself, record it. That inspiration is, wow, that could be its own business. You talking about you making those changes in your life. So what if it doesn't look exactly like you thought it did, but what else is possible you haven't considered yet? And the same thing with all of you guys. If you are willing to include the consciousness of your business, your projects, your job, your creations, whatever that is, okay, you can call it whatever you want. But when you're willing to include it, you will get so many more ideas. You will get so many more awarenesses, because this is not about you. This is about you contributing to that creation. It's about you contributing to the greater creation that actually desires to be created. Because your idea is not your idea. It's some entity that desires to come alive and wants to be a business, wants to be a book, wants to be a song, wants to be, a project or whatever. It wants to be a story. And it's coming to you because it knows you can bring it alive. You can help it grow. You can help it thrive. But if you exclude it, you have to take away all that consciousness and all the ways that it desires to actually have your back. But when you include it, when you include it, it's this whole other world of possibilities. And you guys, it doesn't look the way we think it does. And that's where your mind gets in the way, and mind can only share what you've done in the past. It can never give you new possibilities. So you have to be willing for a moment to step away from the mind, okay? And how do you do that? Literally, if that moment you're present with your body, just saying, hi body, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for being here. You got out of your mind, guys, okay? Now ask the business, hi, I'm here. How much fun can we have today? Because that's the other piece of this. You want money, you want clients, you want success, whatever you want, it starts with you having fun, having joy. The joy is the high frequency of energy that is actually going to draw all those things into your life. Okay? When you are going into the story of the problem, guess where you are? And when you're like, you know what? I'm going to try something new. Like me going to the movies yesterday. It inspired me. I had so many new ideas for new creations. So like, find what that is for you. Even if it's just to sit outside and put your feet in grass. Okay? Maybe it's having your cup of coffee. It doesn't have to cost you anything. But be willing to do different things for you. And I invite you guys on the follow-up. If you guys joined us online and you signed up, you will get a follow-up. You will have this recording so you can play it again and again as much as you like. And also, we will include in there that we do have the Grow Your Business Video Club that kickstarts December 1st, if you guys want to be part of that. And it's $25 a month. And if you wait till January 1st, it'll be $50, but if you do it sooner. And then we're also going to have these classes, Grow Your Business, and they're going to be around the world. The first one we're launching is going to be in St. Petersburg, Russia. And I do hope you guys come join us, because this is a fun group of people I'm playing with. And it's about your business, but your business being your life. So if you don't have your own business, you can still join us. But it's really letting go of everything it is that you've defined your business to be and really allowing it to thrive and grow. And we're also going to do sharing the voice of your business with the world. And it includes the voice, which means so many different things. And it also is ways to make money, to allow your business to grow. And it also looks at media and social media and the ways to actually get your business more visible. And I have some tools and tricks for that. And then the third day, guess what we're doing? Don't wait. We're actualizing everything. We're actually going to have people start their businesses, grow their projects, grow their products or their services right on the spot. And we're going to do it as a roundtable. And it's not about waiting. Most of us take a class. You go to a Zoom, okay? You learn this information, and then you go right back into your life of everything you were right before that. You do 3 days of class, and then you'll have all these ideas, and all these ideas kind of sit in a notebook or somewhere else. No, it's about bringing it to life, whatever it is you like to bring to life now. So if that would be fun for you guys, come join us. And you could do it on Zoom, just like this, for 3 days, or you can join us in person in St. Petersburg. My first trip to St. Petersburg, I can't wait. But it's not about the classes. It's about you. What actions can you take right now to generate, create, and actualize what you actually desire in this reality. Not just have it be an idea in your head, but to actualize it in this reality. And if there's something that I can contribute to that, come join us. I'm happy to. And it's going to look different for everyone. But what if we don't have to wait anymore? So many of us wait for that perfect time to have all the money. When I started my second business, I did not have the money to start it. But guess what? I chose it. I chose that I'm going to create it no matter what. And the money came. It starts with your willingness to demand to have something. And then don't let anything stand in your way of having it. And at first, my husband thought I was crazy, and he was not so supportive. And then when it kicked off, he was like, I'm so sorry. I just didn't think you had the time to have a second business. And you know what? Now there's a third business, and it's going to launch in a different way in 2019. So once again, what if it's not about if it's possible? What if everything is possible? It just takes some action and some changing of your mindset and the willingness to receive from everything. So anything that doesn't allow you to be, know, perceive, receive, and have the awareness of what that could be for you and how you can add it to your life, would you be willing to destroy and create all of that? Right, wrong, good and bad, and then I have to just say, I'm so grateful you're here, and I'm so grateful for my translators, and I am so apologetic. I'm so sorry we went so over, but thank you all. Thank you all, thank you all, thank you all for being here. And come play. There's so many ways to come play. So many ways. Come play. Remember, fun, play. That's what you used to do when you were a kid, and everything worked out. So what if we could institute that in our lives now? The fun and the play and the ease of it all. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for Vicky, who's my amazing oracle. I don't even know. She just did it on her own. So let's thank Vicky for that. So grateful for her. And Amy, thank you so much. And Jeanette, so grateful for you. And what else is possible you've never considered. All right, you guys. Talk to you again soon. I do hope to see you soon. Bye.